We are opening up the Super 7 New Japan Pro Wrestling figures. Will Ospreay here. Yeah. Check out him and talk about him as a wrestler in New Japan and all that. Pretty cool looking accessories here. Mini bio on the back. It's the Ospreay from England, which is why this was kind of a little bit of an odd choice for the Wave 1, but I think he's quite the mainstay on the roster. And I think their goal was to get all those main titles in, like IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Best of the Super Juniors trophy there, which is a good one to have. Whether you display that with him or kind of use that as just kind of a trophy for any figure you get in the future. Pretty cool. Well, it doesn't quite stand up because of the unbalancedness. He's going to have to hold that one. He's got his katana, which I have seen him do for some entrance stuff before. It looks pretty nice. It's soft plastic, you gotta be careful with it, but even got some handle detail, individual knobs there. Otherwise, it's fairly basic, really. Again, we have all these hands where the tape is not colored in, but all the hands are to the skin tone of the person, and pretty much all of them have their own unique skin tone. Some of them, more realistic than others. I'd say Ospreay's isn't too bad looking here, just so far, but I'm not going to get out all these hands because they're pretty much all the same hands with all of these figures, so I have reviews for all three of these also. You can check those out at the end of the video and you can see about the hands. Take a look at the alternate head here. Kind of a aggressive teeth gritting one there. Kind of a weird color splotch on his head here, so that don't look so great, but likeness is there. So I believe one head is for with the attire, so it is up above, and the other is just for the wrestling, so theoretically this one should be the lower sitting head for when he's not wearing the wrestling gear. So he'll look the most tall with this other head on. You can kind of swap the heads, get him to be higher or lower if you need the heights adjusted a little bit. So he's got his entrance jacket with the hood. Can pop up there for a little entrance gear action there. The best part of these figures is definitely the entrance gear because they'll have different material. I mean, Tanahashi's jacket is like a rougher material. It has all the patterns and stuff. Okada's a different, softer. Ishii had just a t-shirt, so it was like a cloth. Here we have like a glossy kind of entrance jacket. We got a little Velcro belt. So you can take that off, reveal his IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship belt. Another great reason to get these is just to get all the kind of classic championships of New Japan. So this jacket's definitely easy to get on, a vest. Very easy to take on and off. You can see so much like complicated sewing and everything here, so big bonus is that entrance gear stuff is really high quality for these. Pretty awesome. Plus for his entrance, sword, or you have him holding the trophy to really show off. He could look very decorated. Only problem with these belts are the knobs here. You see they're all through here. As soon as I take this off, I'll probably never be able to get it back on. They're like stuck in there with the machine, and then it's very difficult to get them back through those holes. Maybe they're too big, or just the plastic is too soft. You're lucky if you get one to go through. No. Kinda got to do the over-the-shoulder thing, but it looks nice. I mean, this one has less gold. I think the problem with a lot of the other ones is the gold tint is very strange and yellowy. Some of the bits on here are, but since this is mostly a silver title, it actually looks a little better. So I feel like it's missing some detail with the lettering and things, but still something you can put on your other junior heavyweight dudes. Since Ospreay here has plenty of other accessories. He has a fairly simple attire here, but he's got the knee pads that are separate there, have their good logo printed on them. The skin tone is a little weird. Looks like they've done some kind of detailing, like it's not one solid color. There's kind of, but the wrist tape's really weird tinted there, but. So allegedly this head is sitting too tall. I mean, he is a 6-foot dude, so he's not particularly short, but if we swap to this head, he should look a little shorter. Okada would be... Actually, it looks like it went up. Seems like he got even taller with that head. The heads are like usually numbered. This one doesn't have a number. Oh yes, it does. 1. They're numbered 1 and 2, but they don't really have a theme of which one is the higher lower head. Like for Tanahashi, I think this one's actually the one that sets up higher, but you can kind of swap them around and get the one you want. But some of them, since they have the expressions, it's a little difficult here. I'm gonna say, judging this one, compared to this one. I'm not sure if either of his sits lower. Here is head number 1, like so. Here is head 2. Seems to be taller in this one. I think it's pushed all the way down, so take your pick there, but some of the heads don't sit on very well on the peg either, the alternate heads. He's a little wobbly. So Ospreay, I haven't seen a ton. I've definitely seen matches of him, but I was always kind of not particularly interested in him. But he's definitely, you can't doubt his insane skill in the ring. I mean, if you've seen the meme where he counters a top rope hurricanrana and lands on his feet like it was absolutely nothing. He's just one of those guys that just based off his performance in the ring, you can be like, oh my god, this guy is like ultra technically skilled here. And I always have to mention with all these, you can get the Fire Pro Wrestling game that's super fun. It has a New Japan Pro Wrestling packs that you can download and get the real wrestlers into the game. Don't judge it by the looks, because it's like a super deep wrestling game. And there's a move creator now, so if Will Ospreay had a lot of moves before, people have added moves and he's just loaded. Like, behold this beautiful footage of all the moves he has in the Fire Pro Wrestling game. Roll that beautiful bean footage. So that really helps me with collecting these, that, you know, you got the game. I don't get to watch the shows that often, but when I do, you know, their matches are a lot more longer, epic, and cool when you get, you know, to championship matches and things like that. They heavily deliver on performance, even when you get like kind of the smaller shows when it's a lot of 6-man tag stuff. But for Ospreay, kind of the same articulation where the arms are fully, and they're pretty good with motion and everything on the wrist and all of this. The chest doesn't move a ton, the leg range isn't wild or anything, but at least they're not like fragile like a lot of collector figures can be. They definitely feel solid, where you could kind of wrestle around with these and not feel like something was going to break. It's just that the knees are a little basic on not being able to bend particularly a lot, but they have a lot of motion. So I had thought about maybe only getting Tanahashi and Okada, but I think with this set you were getting all these major singles championships like this. Good to get that, and just having another character, you know, in the lineup that's been on the roster there in New Japan for a long time. Despite being an English wrestler, he's just very much part of that show, and mostly been on the Japan wrestling scene for the major points of his career. And also being part of that Fire Pro Wrestling game with all his cool moves. They even have the meme move where he's countering the hurricanrana. Somebody's made it, so you can just use that. I mean, he's definitely already overcome the junior heavyweight division, because as of the time of making this video, he's the heavyweight champion there now. So you'll probably be seeing a lot more Ospreay. Definitely making him a main event player here is only going to make this figure more popular. So interesting first set. I mean, 2 mega mainstay main eventers. We got Ishii for the neverweight division, and just a good like mainstay on the roster too, just like Ospreay for the junior division. A little rocky start with this set. There's a few problems here and there, just with, like I said, the height is kind of strange on some of them, and the heads and some of the belt issues. But overall, if you're looking for figures of these guys, there's not going to be too many other options for you to get like this level of entrance gear and accessories, and the title belts especially. Alternate heads that are specifically molded to look like the wrestlers. So we can compare fellow junior heavyweight, formerly Prince Devitt in New Japan, somebody very familiar with that junior heavyweight championship the Ospreay comes with. But they're pretty comparable in size and things, so although I think Devitt would definitely be shorter than Ospreay, but when we're talking inches in real life versus scaled down to the action figure world, it's not too big of a difference, as long as he's not towering over it. Comparable Kenny Omega from the AEW Unrivaled line. It's great that you can kind of mix all these different lines and stuff, and because I was worried the New Japan Pro Wrestling figures were going to be 8-inch figures, so they would all be too tall, but they stay in pretty good size with the other action figure lines. Here's a Nakamura from WWE, so again he would probably be taller, or as tall as Ospreay, and here he's kind of tall. But again, if you're doing a display like me, that you can kind of pose him, you know, he's in the air, kind of jumping for an Oz cutter or something, or some wild flying move, shooting star or something. You can get a flight stand, kind of pose him up, cut some of that height down, because I'm not seeing any head that's really reducing him in height. He's kind of but he is 6 foot, so I mean, he's not exactly a short dude. But again, since he has all this entrance gear that doesn't really need to be posed with the title unless he's kind of your main favorite. You can give that title to somebody else. I mean, he doesn't need the championship belt. He's loaded with his entrance gear, his trophy, the katana. He's going to look just plenty cool on his own, and we can have other junior heavyweight champions like Prince Devitt and maybe from the upcoming line, Hiromu and things like that. So pretty exciting with the accessories that you can kind of use them. You know, other people will have the titles, they can switch around, you know. Neverweight open belt on Tanahashi. You can do all the mixing and mashing of other wrestling figures. It's been a lot of fun, because I never thought I'd really have good New Japan Pro Wrestling figures like these, and they are good. They're on the expensive side, and I did expect a little more out of them in some instances, but I think it's only going to get better, because I think they just had a rocky start for obvious reasons of the timing of their release. So you'll definitely be seeing the next wave of these right here once I get them. You can check out the videos for all the other figures and all my other wrestling figures and various other collectibles I do here. So you want to get subscribed and watch that playlist. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Okay, Ospreay, we get it. You're cool. Please stop. Guys, I'm cool. I have a katana. I do crazy flips and I do trophy, and every cool wrestler needs an entrance jacket with a hood, and then I don't use the hood and stuff. Okay, dude. We get it. Come on, guys. I'm cool, guys. Come on.